Hi there, this is Mus from MK Survival again, giving you another knife review on the SOG Seal Pup Elite. Right, as you can see, the SOG Seal Pup Elite, we take the knife out and start with the sheath itself first of all. Right, here we have a nylon sheath, which is, in my eyes, it's quite tough, solid. I really do like the sheath. At the front of the sheath here we have a Velcro closure with a nice large pouch right here to put a sharpening stone, fire steel, whatever you want to carry in there. You have an option, and that's quite a bit of Velcro that they give you here, so I can't see that wearing out anytime soon at all. Right, inside the sheath here we have, could be Kydex, but it feels kind of plasticky to me, which obviously the knife slots into so you don't rip the nylon sheath at all, and that runs all the way down as far as the blade is, obviously. We haven't got any sort of drainage hole coming out of the sheath here. I'm not sure. No, we haven't. So with that there, I'm not sure how it would drain out if you was to get water in there. But again, it isn't, the knife itself, the blade itself isn't 1095 carbon steel. It's also 8 steel, so it's quite rust resistant. Right, another thing I want to talk to you guys about. Here we have a loop closure with a snap-on right here, so once the knife is in, you can actually snap the knife in place with this, and it works very well, especially with the knife having a finger guard. It's not going to fall out even if it was upside down. Another great addition here, they have actually Velcro here on the snap closure. What I think this is for is if you was to be using the knife and sort of slotting it into your sheath and slotting it out quickly, you don't need to snap it on, you just Velcro it, so it'd be actually easier just to take the knife out without snapping the closure in place. And obviously if you're not going to use the knife anymore, you can snap it down, which I think is an excellent touch. Now I think that could only be there for that reason, because there's no point in having Velcro there with a snap unless you keep using and sheathing the knife at the same time. Now obviously we have lashing points here, so you can thread some paracord and lash it in a different way additionally to the back of the sheath. As we can see, again, we have a snap closure at the bottom here. You can pull this belt out here and put it, lash it up to your rucksack externally or something, if you have molly sort of attachments on your rucksack or whatever you want to attach it to, which is actually works very well there. And obviously up here we have a belt loop. Again, it's a nice tough belt loop area right here, so the knife will be dangling on your side in this position. So you've got many ways of attaching this. I think the sheath is pucker, I really like it. Being a nylon sheath, I do prefer my Kydex sheaths, but this one actually, this nylon sheath, I actually prefer to the Kydex sheath on some other knives. So the thumbs up on the sheath itself for me. Enough about the sheath, let's talk about the knife. Here we have the SOG Seal Pup Elite now. As you can see, I've already mentioned it's also 8 steel, quite rust resistant. The blade, the overall knife length is 9.5 inches, blade length of being 4.85 inches. We've already spoke about the nylon sheath. It's a straight edge blade, obviously, as you can see. They do come in serrated edges too, but I prefer my straight edge knives. We have a little finger choil here, which I always like a finger choil. Being this, having this guard right here under the finger choil, sort of holding it in my hand and using it, I don't think I would actually use that finger choil myself, unless we're going to skin some game or something, and you can put your thumb into the finger choil and sort of skin game, deer, whatever you need to skin at the time. So there is, it would be good for skinning basically. But as for choking up on the knife here, you kind of lose power when you're going to choke up on it, whereas I prefer to hold this knife in this position here, or sort of right here. I mean, even this groove here, you can actually put your thumb in here, and because it slopes upwards, it works like sort of like how jimping would work here. It hasn't got any jimping here, but because of the ramp, it still holds your finger in place. And if you was to want to choke up on the knife even more, we have these grooves up here on top of the blade where it really does work well for choking up on. Again, if you needed to hold it in this position to skin game or whatever you want to skin, you still have the grip right down to the end. Obviously this works well for notching, for filing wood or some sort. I haven't tested this knife out at all yet. This is only purchased last week, so it hasn't been through no food prep, no woods yet, or anything of the sort, which we will have a part 2 for food prep and a part 3 for the woods, just to see how it performs. I want to know how this knife's going to perform, as well as you guys, if you're interested in seeing how this performs for an average knife user. At the end of it, I'm not claiming to be know how to handle my knives the way some of you guys do, but as an average knife user, we're going to test this out for the first time, part 2 and 3. Now, the handle material here is glass reinforced nylon. As for grip, as for having a grip, I think it grips really well, this handle here, and the only gripes I've got with it is quite tough. I don't know how it's going to perform for long periods of use, sort of in the woods or whatnot. Even now it's quite hot in this room, and I have slightly sweaty hands right now, and it grips really well. But again, I don't know how comfortable that's going to be. I have held knives with more comfortable handles than this one. Only time's going to tell of prolonged use to see how well that's going to sort of fare in my hands. I think there's adequate length on the handle. I have quite large hands, so as you can see, it does stick out to the end where the pommel is. It is a full tang knife. The knife runs all the way through and goes actually around this loop here where you can put your paracord in, to obviously for, that's quite solid there as well for non-lethal blows if needs be. Obviously we can see the blade back onto the blade now. It is a clip point, primarily a fighting knife / survival knife. I can see how well it would work as a fighting knife with that clip point, the way it sort of comes up. As a survival or bushcrafter, shall I say, I'm not sure how well it's going to work as that. Only in the next reviews I will find out, as well as you guys, how well that's going to work. Right, what else have we on this knife? Trying to make sure I haven't left anything else out at the moment of this knife, but I think I've covered it all here. Don't want this to be a really long video. I want to keep it as short as I can. Maybe I can get the food prep into this video without a part 2. If I've left anything out, I'll put it all in the description later on for us to see. So great. For now, stay with us and we're going to do some food prep. That's the SOG Seal Puppet. Oh, actually, let's just put it into the sheath to see how well it will work with the sheath. Once the knife is in the sheath, obviously without putting the belt loops on, it will, you can shake it hard enough, it will actually fall out. So the belt clip is essential once it's sheathed up. Once the belt clip's in there and snaps into place, I mean, eventually the knife comes out to that point, and obviously it's not going to pass the belt, the, how can I put it, the actual snap part of the belt. As you can see, the finger card snags on here, so it's not going to come all the way out, but it does warps in and out. So it's not a tight fit, and it doesn't snap into place. You do need that clip on once it's sheathed, once it's the knife is sheathed and it's on your belt or whatever you're going to attach it to, your bag or so forth. So there we have it, SOG Seal Puppy Deep, and we'll see how well it does with the food prep first of all. Okay, there you have it.